Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is a 2001 Honda Insight manual transmission, and I am going to take you on a quick drive of it. I'm with my buddy, and he just bought this car, kinda. And is this? We can put it down. And so I just drove this car, and I just thought, this car, I've never given these a second look because it looks like a suppository that I put in one of my kids. But after driving this car, I was so impressed, like I want one now. So I just thought it'd be fun to do a quick video and just review and talk about it. So we're gonna take it for a drive. And what's this color code? What is it called?
Like cobalt blue metallic or something?
Cobalt blue metallic.
I could be lying about it.
All right. So the Insight was 01 to what year?
It was 99 to 2006.
Okay. And this is 99 to 06. That was the first gen, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, this car really impressed me. It's really simple. It's digital dash with a Mondo size speedometer. The steering wheel's thick, meaty. And this is actually in really good shape. This was $2 grand?
2000. Yep.
2000. So the air works. It's 161,000 miles. That's floored, right?
Yes.
1.0 3-cylinder.
That's right.
Okay. And I'm just gonna look at the dashboard here. And it's not perfect. It's got some issues. But you said these were available for like 2 to 5,000 in decent shape.
Yeah, is about what they're going for.
Okay, so tell me, like, again, like we already talked about this, but then I thought I want to get a video. Like, tell me, like, what is the deal? What is special about this car?
So basically, this car kind of pushes the driver around. The only thing it cares about is fuel economy. So,
Which is true. After I drove it, it is like, it's like I felt like I was in a Flintstones mobile.
So basically, it doesn't have enough power to really pull in fifth up the hills. So you can see the charge and assist. Right now, it's using the 13 horsepower of electric boost from the motor.
Okay.
But if I take off the gas, then it'll start charging the battery rather than using it to propel it forward.
And you had it in fourth floored up that hill, and it's negative acceleration.
Yeah, it can't maintain speed up
Right.
hills well. It's just not enough power to do that.
However, I noticed when I drove it, it actually feels like it's got some torque, and you told me it weighed
About 1,880 pounds.
1,800 pounds. Yeah, and the gearing is interesting. So it's a 5-speed manual, which most of these are automatics, but you found a 5-speed.
Yeah.
And the 5-speed, like, I was in second gear. I want to say I can't remember, I was 40. I mean, here, we can just look right now. You're in third, right?
Oh, fifth.
Okay, you're in fifth.
And I'm doing about like 1,600 RPMs or something like that.
The gearing is so long. Like, you can take second and you can be like going faster, and it's just, the RPMs are so low. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it actually, I mean, it didn't feel fast or torquey, but I was surprised, I guess, just because it weighs so little, that it actually felt like it had some pickup. So no back seat.
No.
That was not an option, correct?
And full-size spares were not an option, but I bought one anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and so it's the motor. If the motor on these is notorious for dying, the electric motor.
Oh yeah, the battery pack. Yeah, they give about 10 years on average. This one might be the original one, and it's kind of at end of life. So I would have to get another one to make it work well.
Okay. And something else I noticed, like, as you can see, like, I'm just showing, I was shocked at how well laid out. Again, I never gave this car a second thought ever until I drove it. And I was really impressed. Like, the steering wheel is meaty, the gauge layout, everything's quiet. The air is super cold. It's like 91 here in Georgia right now. And we're just cruising around in the sun, and it's like nice and cold.
And it's in the economy mode. It can actually get stronger.
Yeah.
As you do that.
That's right. We had it lower earlier. That's right. everything's so simple, and it's like, so another thing I noticed about it was the panels. You said some of the panels were plastic.
Yeah, there's no automotive steel. It's all aluminum and plastic body pieces. And the engine, there's no cast iron. It's aluminum and plastic construction. And actually, they say the rotors are aluminum as well.
Wow. Yeah, and we were going around, I felt like it was a Saturn back in the day where you punch the panels and they pop back out. Like after a week, he told me that. We were walking around the car and the hood is aluminum, but I want to say the front fenders were plastic. They were.
Right. Yeah.
And the front bumper cover is plastic, but the door was metal. But then as you got back toward the car, part of it was metal and part of it was plastic. So just a very interesting car. Very unique. It has the CRX style little mini window that is back there.
No backup camera needed.
No backup camera. They didn't come with cruise control.
No, they did not.
Okay. And so what else is unique about this car?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the essence of it. I mean, the fuel economy has never been equaled by any gas-powered car in this country. I'm averaging 55 right now, and it will get between 50 to 60 miles to the gallon.
I read some guys were even figuring out how to get 70 by doing...
Yeah, it's possible. The tires that come standard with this, they rate up to 44 PSI, but some people will put 60 in them or more and try little tricks to increase fuel economy. You can tape all the seams on it and stuff.
Tape.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd rather not. I'd like to get in and out of my car.
Right. Wow. Neat. Well, yeah, I'm thinking, is there anything else that we were kind of discussing earlier before I turn this on?
It's just, as far as I know, it's one of only 2 manual hybrids made in this country. The other one being the CRZ, which is, of course, everything they did right with this car gone wrong.
Right, the CRZ.
So, yeah, just really unusual.
Yeah, that's a good word to describe it, unusual. I will say I did see a manual Civic hybrid, 5-speed, for sale.
Right.
So, but that's kind of in the same family because it was about the same time this was made. Yeah, this car again, I guess just kind of wrap up. If you're watching this video, if you are interested in these, you may own one, and leave some ideas in the comments, things we didn't mention. But again, as someone that's driven a lot of cars and loves cars, when I drove this, I was just shocked at how different. Like, I've never driven a car that's geared this way. The small engine, but it actually still feels like it's got a little bit of pep to it. And then the gas mileage, the gauge layout is unique. Just little touches like the massively fat steering wheel, which I did not expect. Another thing I didn't talk about was the gear shift. The gear shift is super short.
Yes, it is.
It's when you told me that getting into it, and I thought, yeah, it's shorter than my Preludes, and my Prelude has a short shifter.
Yep.
And this is shorter. The throws are shorter than that. And it's just, I said this earlier too. This car feels like a toy. Like,
it kind of is.
Yeah, like the gear shifter, it feels like a toy. The fat steering wheel with all the silly, awesome, gauges that are, yeah, the horn. And just the body panels are plastic, and just the ride on this thing, we're not sure. Dustin was saying that this was kind of the way they are, and I thought, well, there's just got to be something wrong with it, because it is punishing. Like, we hit a speed bump earlier before I started filming. It hurt my spine. It is punishing. So I don't know if that's how they all are, or if this is just worn out suspension, but yeah, it just feels like a toy, like in a really, really neat way. So sweet. Well, that's it. That is the Honda Insight. Great car. I hope this was enjoyable to watch. It sure was enjoyable to ride. And thank you for letting me film this.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Peace.